Hi guys, we'll start the conference with questions in English, please. We'll do press conference only about the match. Craig, off you go.
Thanks, Diego. Novak, what are your thoughts on today? I mean, it looked pretty straightforward, but must have been difficult playing there with nobody around to cheer on, to have them cheer you on.
Well, I had a great support in Belgrade last week, and I was kind of filled with a good vibe, good energy from those matches that I played in front of the crowd. So I didn't mind playing in front of the empty stadium tonight, but hopefully all the other matches that I'm going to play in this tournament are going to have crowd on the stands, because they're one of the biggest reasons why I keep on competing in professional tennis. So it was strange, honestly, but I'm also honored, to be the first men's match night session in history of this tournament, of this court. I thought I played really well, moved very well. Just overall, from Rome tournament, later stages of Rome tournament until now, I'm just finding my groove on the court, striking the ball well. I'm very pleased with the way I am feeling and playing on the court. So I'm going to try to keep that up. Obviously, it's a long shot, it's a long tournament, but I'll take it match by match. And physically, I'm also fit, and I'm motivated as anybody.
Yannick, question about the match. Go ahead.
Thank you. Novak, good evening. First of all, I have to excuse myself. I didn't get a question yesterday. So if you allow me to ask a topic, because I have a deadline, regarding the PTPA, since March, I heard that there were two big meetings, including you and two experts, to help to make the PTPA better. And I asked myself if you could allow me to speak about it,
Sure.
to elaborate a bit about it. How's the status quo with the PTPA and the ATP at the moment? And I'm sorry that I asked this in a late evening. I'm sorry.
No problem, Yannick. Thank you for your kindness. Of course, there were not two meetings. There were much more meetings than two, actually, in the last several months. We did reach out to all the players in the top 500, top 350 singles, top 150 doubles, and on the men's side. And we also are reaching out to the female tennis players. Things are going a little bit slower with the women's side, but we are progressing, we are moving forward, and we have some concrete things actually on the table right now. We have a couple of very wealthy and influential people, successful people in business that are tennis fans, that are from United States, and that are behind us, supporting us financially, and also with their advices and consultations, and they are participating in every conference call that we have. They are helping us create the structure and the foundation of PTPA that will be exactly what we imagine it to be, the association that will represent the players' rights as best as possible. We did have few conversations with ATP, but until we set everything up, I think in terms of structure of and the legislation of PTPA, we will. There is no reason to extend the talks with ATP for the moment, because we are constructing everything. So when we are ready, we will reach out and try to find a mutual language and common ground with everyone, because as I mentioned before, PTPA as a players organization needs to coexist in the tennis ecosystem with ATP, WTA, and all the other entities in sport and all the other institutions. And it's inevitable now. It's happening, and we've had so far over 75%, if I'm not mistaken, reaching 80% of the support from the 500 players on the men's side that I mentioned. So top 100, 350 singles, top 150 doubles. We have over 75% of them that are supporting us, that have signed the document and agreed to be part of PTPA. So that's a great news. And as I said, we are moving forward, and let's see what is going to happen in the next couple of months. But we'll have definitely some changes and news to talk to you about.
Last two in English. Bill, go ahead. Question about the match.
Hi, Novak. Good to see you.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hi, Bill.
Congrats on the win. And we've already had two incredible storylines in this tennis tournament. I wanted to ask you, you've been playing the game since you were a young boy, so many ups, so many downs, so many challenges. A very general question, but what has this game primarily taught to you? What are the lessons of the sport of tennis, the key one or two ones?
Well, I must say first that I'm very grateful to be able to be so successful in the sport that I really love and that I fell in love with when I was 4 years old, very young boy. And I was fortunate really to be supported and guided by some very important people other than my parents that are very knowledgeable about tennis, like my tennis father, Niki Pilic, or my tennis mother, as I like to call them, Jelena Gencic, that have helped me establish myself as a athlete on and off the court, and they've had support of my parents to actually affect my development and my upbringing, not just on the court but off the court as well. So there was a great influence and guidance from them that helped me to reach these heights. So I'm very grateful for everything that I am experiencing because of this sport. And it's an individual sport, so it's a big challenge because you have to take the responsibilities for your deeds and for all the actions in your own hands. So, regardless of the amount of people that you have around you, you still have to do your job by yourself. You cannot rely on the court on anybody else but yourself. Sure, of course, it's a team effort because of the coaches and physiotherapists and fitness coaches that bring you into the state where you're ready and able to perform your best. But then in the end of the day, you're by yourself, which has its good sides and also its very challenging sides. But I think it's a wonderful sport. It's a very global sport, recognized around the world, popular, followed by many people, and we're just blessed. I'm still in love with it, and I still am very motivated to compete. And traveling is a little bit tough these days, especially particularly with all these restrictions and not seeing my family for quite a bit. But nevertheless, I have to see things on a positive side, and there are many positives.
Last one in English, Ubaldo.
Yes, ciao. I'd like to know if you think that the reaction that the 4 slams had towards what Osaka said and withdraw and so on, if it, in your opinion, was too strong, or you would have been more diplomatic, or it was right to do what they did, more or less, and to, say, look, you cannot decide without telling us before that you don't want to participate to any press conference. And if you do it, you'll be fined, you'll be sanctioned, and so and so and so.
Well, look, the Grand Slams are protecting themselves and their own business. Of course, they are going to, follow the rules, and they're going to, make sure that you are complying. Otherwise, you will be paying fines and getting sanctioned. It's not surprising to me that was their reaction. I mean, because we are kind of used to this environment and this kind of principles of us doing interviews after every match and getting to answer questions majorly that are quite similar. But it's part of our sport. It's part of what we do. It's the media is important without a doubt. It's allowing us to have the platform to communicate with the fans, but in a more traditional way. But it used to be the only way how we can reach out to our fans, right? In the last 5 years or maybe 10 years, it's not the case anymore. We have our own platforms, our own social media accounts through which we are able to communicate directly with fans. So, and Naomi, she's very young and she grew up with, obviously with social media and ability to speak out through her channels. And look, I can understand her very well, and I empathize with her because I was on the wrong edge of the sword in my career many times with media. I know how it feels. I support her. I think she was very brave to do that. I'm really sorry that she is going through painful times and suffering mentally, as what I've heard. I haven't spoken to her, but it seems like she has been struggling. And I wish her all the best. I hope she recovers. She's a very important player and brand and a person for our sport. So we need to have her back. This was, I must say, a very bold decision from her side. But she knows how she feels best. And if she needs to take time and reflect and just recharge, and that's what she needed to do, and I respect it fully, and I hope that she'll come back stronger.
Thank you very much, guys. We'll move on to national language. We'll start with Goran. Go ahead.
Ćao Nole, čestitam ti na pobedi.
Hvala.
Reci mi, znam da teniseri uvek vole da pričaju samo o sledećem protivniku, pa eto Pablo Cuevas je, ali bih te zamolio ako možeš i da nam kažeš o mogućoj projekciji, recimo u kojoj ćeš do kraja, recimo igrati možda protiv Gofena, Federera, Nadala, Medvedeva, kako ti izgleda ta projekcija?
Nikako mi ništa ne izgleda. Meni izgleda samo sutrašnji dan, oporavak, trening, rad na specifičnim detaljima sa današnjeg meča koje mogu da unapredim, održavanje ovog ritma igre koji je zaista zadovoljavajuć za mene i spremanje za narednog protivnika koji je Cuevas, koji je specijalista za ovu vrstu podloge i vrlo nezgodan protivnik, tako da moram budem maksimalno usredsređen na njega i uopšte ne želim da razgovaram o bilo kakvim potencijalnim protivnicima dalje u žrebu.
Sasa?
Ćao Nolo, odigrao si skoro savršen meč, ali činilo mi se sredinom drugog seta da ti je nešto smetalo. Je li to onaj teren o kojem si govorio da je malo klizaviji ili mi se nije dobro učinilo?
Ne, centralni teren je bio dobar, jesu klizaviji ovi tereni iz polja, ali centralni je bio dosta dobar, barem u ovom večernjem terminu. Pa dobro, mislim, izgubi čovjek koncentraciju, isfrustrira ga nešto i tako dalje. Mislim, to je nekako normalna pojava za sve nas, ali bitno je da se vratiš u ravnotežu i da se usredsrediš na naredni poen. Tako da nije postojalo ništa specifično što me toliko, ajde da kažemo, izbacilo iz konteksta. Taj drugi set je duže trajao i bio je ovako rezultatski neizvesniji. On je igrao bolje nego što je igrao u prvom setu. Slomio sam taj otpor, u trećem sam priveo meč kraju dosta dobro. Osim možda kažem nekih sitnica, stvarno izuzetno zadovoljavajući nivo tenisa, način na koji sam se osjećao, kako sam pristupio meču, sve mi se dopalo. Nije mi se dopalo što smo igrali pred praznim tribinama. Dobro, svetlo je bilo malo stvarno previše jako i to smo i on i ja iskomentarisali. Bili su neki ljudi koji su pravili žurku tamo pa su bili dosta glasni, ali u suštini to su samo neki detalji koji su bili, ali ništa veliko, kako bih rekao.
The last one, Vuk.
Ćao Nole, sve čestitke na ovoj važnoj, energijski efikasnoj pobedi. Dešavao se neki teatar glasova na terenu, na što je to ličilo i molim te daćeš nam neki komentar vezan za predsjedeći meč sa Cuevasom? Hvala ti.
Pa malo je sablasna atmosfera kad igrate na tako velikom stadionu bez publike i onda se sve čuje nekako više i jače. Malo pre sam rekao, bili su neki ljudi, ne znam da li su oni deo organizacije, verovatno jesu, koji su verovatno posle napornog dana onako hteli malo se opuste, pa su dosta vikali, samo mi nije bilo jasno što nisu poslali odmah nekoga tamo da ode, nego su, pošto ih ovi nisu čuli, a trebali su samo pošalju čoveka i da kaže da budu malo tiši, pa to smo i Sangren i ja malo zamerili. Šta je bio tvoje drugo pitanje? Izvini Vuče, nisam te čuo.
You need to unmute yourself.
Vuk,
Za Cuevasa, molim.
Da, za Cuevasa. Pa rekao sam malo pre, vrlo je nezgodan, specijalista za šljaku, najbolje svoje rezultate, ja mislim sve turnire koje je osvojio na ovoj podlozi. Fizički izuzetno jak, stabilan, čvrst, poprilično kompletnu igru ima i igra sa dosta spina i varijacija, možda napadne, dobar je na voleju, tako da nema šta, moram da budem na svom vrhuncu, a tu sam, mislim, jako blizu stvarno svog visokog nivoa, tako da ako nastavim ovako da igram, imam dosta dobre šanse u tom naravnom meču.
Thank you very much, Nole.
Hvala.
Thank you very much, everybody. Good night.